Doug Gottlieb Show here on Fox Sports Radio. He is a surefire first ballot Hall of Famer. He's also been a Super Bowl champion, and on behalf of he's joining us on behalf of Smoothie King. He's Drew Brees, who has an interesting decision to make in the upcoming months. Drew, thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, no problem.
I want to talk about the Super Bowl that you won. Talk with your coach with Sean yesterday. He was super respectful. He's like, look, Drew's earned the right to take as much time as he wants in terms of football. Like, I know you don't have to make. If you want to make a decision now, go ahead, feel free. But it did kind of strike us a little bit out of nowhere. Like, I know TV wants you. I'm sure your family wants you. Where are you in terms of your decision to come back or to retire?
I'm in the middle of that process. You know, I didn't want to rush a decision. You know, either way. I think, listen, over the last 3 years, I think I've taken the approach of I'm just going to play it 1 year at a time, you know, and you know, you always say that as an athlete, you
right.
know, kind of play every snap like it's your last, every season like it's your last, but, you know, I mean, for the first, call it 15, 16 years of my career, you know, you kind of wake up every day thinking that you're going to play football forever, right? And then at some point, you know, call it 3 or 4 years ago, I realized, okay, you know, that's not going to happen. You know, I'm probably more towards the end than I am the beginning. And so, man, let's just really value each and every moment and each and every opportunity and every year. And, man, I've had more fun playing football that way, you know, taking that approach than I ever have, and have had a lot of success, you know, both personally and professionally and us as a team. So I think there's always that, call it the cooling off period, right?
Right.
After the season, where, man, it was such a grind, you know, mentally, emotionally, and everything, where you just need time. You need time to decompress and just, you know, reconnect with your family and just take some time to reflect and think about the next steps. And that's where I'm at.
It's fascinating because, like, I think outsiders, we're trying to guess, right? The family's a big element to it, right?
Yeah.
And then there's okay, wait, does he want to outlast, you know, Brady and Rivers, right? Do you want to outlast, or is it the way in which you guys have lost the last 3 years, where you feel like you're robbed, right? Whether a play in Minnesota, a call the last 2 years, and the desire just give me one more shot at the big game, which is it's got to be like a drug for you, right? Because you're so close. You finally, last couple of years, have a defense to match up with the offense. You got the young talent. You've had a backup to where when you get hurt, you can take a game off, and there's not the slippage that there normally is. There's so many different elements to it. It's got to be hard. How much does the way in which you guys have lost the last 3 years make it more difficult? Because, you know, last year, you're one play away from being here.
Yeah.
You're one call away from being here. How much does that affect the emotions of making the call?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't I know the type of team we have. Yeah, I know both I think talent-wise, but also just you know, great men and a great locker room, great leadership, guys that have proven that through what we've overcome, right? You just listed all those
we
things.
Even talk about what the NFL did to the organization, right, which set you guys back to even get to that spot.
Those heartbreaking, ways to end the season, you know, really over the last 3 years. But you know, you could say, hey, there's a little bit of motivation there. I definitely don't look at it as, you know, we're snake bit, you know, and it's just not going to happen. Man, I'm the most eternally optimistic person there is, right? And I understand we have a window of opportunity here, right, with the guys that we have and kind of the situation we're in, to make a run at it. And so, listen, these are all factors. These are all factors in the decision.
This is a question I didn't think about asking you, and then I'm like, what makes Michael Thomas so special? Like, I don't understand how you get it to him, how he's open. Like, everyone knows where it's going. You still get it to him. How is that possible?
Man, he's a special dude. He is what you see on game day, as far as just his intensity and his, like, just that competitive drive, right? That's what we see every day in practice. It's not like he just shows up on game day and turns it on.
You're the same way, though. Like, we've seen the videos of you doing your mental work, right?
Yeah.
Where you're walking through everywhere you want to be. I don't know. Do you know that video exists?
Yeah.
Do you not like that video exists? Or?
No, I mean, it was kind of surprising because that is like my personal time. That's my,
Do you, I mean, like, honest question. You feel violated, but somebody's shooting that?
No, because it doesn't matter.
Do you think that he picked that up from you? Like, I'm sure these young guys are like, look, this guy, this is how he's been great.
Well, no, listen, it was Reggie Bush who posted it, and listen, I appreciate it. I appreciate it because, to me, it was him recognizing that this is maybe something that sets me apart, and maybe it's something that has inspired him, and hopefully it's something that will inspire others. So in that case, then that's totally fine. I have my process, I have my routine, I have the things that I do to get myself ready to play and play at a high level and make everyone around me better. And I think it's part of my job as a veteran player to be able to inspire others with those types of things and be a teacher and a coach as much as I am a player.
What is it like? Like when you walk around, do you get the moments? I mean, setting the record this year, being recognized for your incredible career, you've won a Super Bowl, you've done all these things. Do you have those moments where you realize all that you've accomplished, considering how many people, I mean, look, I'm a Charger fan. I remember people thought, even before you had the injury, they were the naysayers about arm strength and whatever, and now look, it looks so foolish in hindsight. Do you have those moments of perspective where you're like, I proved literally anybody wrong in terms of what they thought I could accomplish in this game?
No, I don't have those feelings or emotions. I have such a grateful heart when I think about my career and just all the people that were a part of it. The one thing that I think of just in regards to the longevity is, I don't know, moments will come up, things will come up, whether I'm watching a game or I'm having a conversation with someone and, they talk about a situation in football or a certain defense or something, and I can immediately go and reference a moment where, like, I was involved in something like a play or a game or an outcome or something like that where I can, kind of go back and look on that. And so that's when I realized, like, wow, I've played a long time. I've played a lot of football.
You've also, though, and I don't know, again, if you've ever thought, think about the games that you play. We were talking with Sean yesterday about the onside kick in the Super Bowl. And obviously, holding your baby son up at the time afterwards is the signature moment of that Super Bowl. But then, the game that preceded that was, the last Favre playoff game. And that was an unbelievable – I mean, that was played as a high level of game on both sides as you're going to get, and then the Monday night game after Katrina, like that as emotion-packed a regular season game as you're ever going to see.
Yep.
Then you go to the last three playoff games, right?
Yep.
That you've lost. Like all three of those are like all historic games that it's not like you're flying the wall. You've been a part of. It's a crazy career.
Yeah.
It's really, really remarkable. What do you remember? Like Sean told us yesterday. It was great. He said the onside kick you guys had planned for, and it's a long halftime. And, your kicker was a rookie at the time. And he told him, like, right at the start of halftime, he's like, oh, man, that was a mistake because now the guy's thinking about it. Did you knew they were doing the onside kick?
Yeah.
Were you sitting there going, like, this is dumb. Let's not do this?
No, here's the thing. First off, Sean said, man, we are going to play this game as aggressively as possible. Like, we're pulling out all the stops. We're playing this game like we have nothing to lose. Nobody thinks we're going to win this game, right? We're going to play like we got nothing to lose.
Right.
And he also said at the beginning of the week, it's not a matter of if we're going to call the onside kick, it's when.
Right.
So right off the bat, like, put us all on notice. Like, we're kicking an onside kick. So you every time you stepped up in practice to practice the onside kick, everybody knew this has to be a game like rep because it's going to happen. Now, we didn't know when it was going to happen, but so he comes up at halftime and says, hey, we're going to open up – he called it ambush. We're going to open up the second half with ambush. And so then kind of word starts spreading around the locker room, and it's like, ambush is coming. So, man, that was exciting, It's like, oh, boy, this is either going to be one of the greatest plays in Super Bowl history or like one of the worst, right? And I'm glad it ended up being one of the best.
Have you heard – did he – I'm sure you know the story. He said he switched which side they wanted to kick the ball to because he didn't want it to go.
You want it to happen on our sideline.
Right, because he wants everybody on your sideline to go, we got the ball! We got the ball!
White ball! Yeah, exactly. Hey, listen, there's something to that, man.
There absolutely is something to that. No question about it. Drew Brees joining us here. Taysom's really fascinating. The sacrificing your ego, and I'm sure you don't love it, but coming out the football field in key situations or lining up out wide as a wide receiver in key situations, what's that like? This change of pace that you guys have been able to use.
Listen, the only difference for me is it requires a little additional running, right? A little whatever that is, 25 yards there and back. It's like a quarter gasser. It's a quarter gasser every time I have to run off the field or run to the sideline. Listen, first off, I love Taysom Hill. I think he is as effective a football weapon on offense as there is. I mean, look at the ways that we used him.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He's a great blocker. He's a great ball carrier. He can spin it. He can throw it short and long, and he caught 7 touchdowns this season. Right.
Yeah.
So he can do everything. There's no player that's more loved in our locker room than Taysom.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, if it helps us win, if it helps us be better, then I'm all for Taysom playing as much as possible at the quarterback position.
Your boys are obviously, your family is very special to you. I'm wondering what the emotions were like when the Kobe news came down.
Yeah. Well, first off, Kobe was such an inspiration to so many people. I mean, most NFL locker rooms are between the age of 22 and 28, So think about Kobe's career, right? Most of these kids grew up.
He was their Jordan.
Idolizing Kobe. He was their Jordan, exactly, right? So for them, even though they're professional football players, Kobe was probably a huge part of developing their mindset and giving them inspiration. And so, man, for all of us to see somebody who's been so influential be taken so soon in such a tragic accident, and then for his daughter to be, in the helicopter with him, as a parent, I mean, that just weighs on you. Weighs on your heart. Just makes you realize that life is so precious, and there's just so many things that are out of your control, And so if it makes us all live life a little more intentional, a little more purposeful, show gratitude, show love, show emotion a little bit more, then, I mean, I hope that that's what people take from it. And listen, his legacy will live on. I mean, it lives within probably every professional athlete that currently plays, and so many more that will come after us and ones that came before us. So his legacy will live on.
I know you're working with Smoothie King here on this, and this is a cool smoothie because I've been trying it. It's the coffee high protein almond mocha. Did you design that?
I wish I designed it. It's one of my favorite ones. I already drank mine this morning because I came in on a red eye, so I needed a little boost, and it was perfect. It hit the spot. That's one of my go-tos during the season too. But so many great health and wellness, fitness smoothie blend options there. That's why I love Smoothie King. No preservatives, no artificial colors, whole fruit. It's as healthy a smoothie as you're going to get, and my kids love it. So they've been a great partner of mine as well, working with our youth sports programs and our foundation. So I really appreciate the partnership with Smoothie King.
I think I speak for all football fans. We're super selfish, right? We don't want, like Eli's already called it a career. We don't want you to, but I do understand, like, you have a next story to write. So whatever you decide, I'm sure it's something that comes from your heart. We wish you nothing but the best, and thanks for another incredible season.
Thank you.
Drew Brees, join us on the Doug Gottlieb Show. Doug Gottlieb here. Listen, you need to subscribe to the Fox Sports Radio channel. Why? Well, because you get me. Duh. Plus, great interviews, interesting content, and you can watch the best lineup in sports radio.